22 powerful Stoic teachings from Marcus Aurelius for resilience and inner peace. Imagine leading an empire in chaos, wars raging, betrayal lurking in the shadows, and a deadly plague sweeping through the land. The weight of an entire civilization rests on your shoulders. Most people would crumble under the pressure. But one man did not. His name was Marcus Aurelius, the last great emperor of Rome and the greatest Stoic ruler in history. Now, what if I told you that the same wisdom that helped him stay calm in the face of total disaster could help you today? What if everything you need to control your life is already within you? Let's dive into 22 of Marcus Aurelius' most powerful Stoic teachings, lessons that, if understood deeply, will transform the way you face adversity, control your emotions, and find unshakable inner peace. 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. The first lesson is simple, yet most people never truly grasp it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We live in a world obsessed with control over people, outcomes, wealth, status, but how much of that is truly within our grasp? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that most suffering comes from trying to control what we cannot. The only thing we can truly command is our own thoughts, our own reactions. Right now, think about something that made you angry or stressed this week. Was it the situation itself? Or your interpretation of it? What would happen if you fully accepted that you can only control yourself? Would your suffering lessen? 2. Everything is an opinion, even your pain. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it, and you have the power to revoke this at any moment. Most of our emotional suffering isn't caused by reality, but by the meaning we assign to it. You didn't get the promotion, does that make you a failure? Or does it open the door to something better? Someone insulted you, does that mean you are worthless? Or is it simply noise from a person who doesn't truly know you? When you realize that most problems are just opinions, everything changes. The world stops controlling you. You reclaim your peace. 3. Memento mori, remember you will die. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is not a depressing thought, it's a freeing one. If death is inevitable, why waste time on anger, resentment, or fear? Why not live each day fully present, fully engaged? If you knew you had 1 year left to live, how would you behave differently? Would you be more patient, more courageous, more grateful? Then why not live that way now? 4. The obstacle is the way. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. What if every problem, every setback, every hardship was actually your path forward? What if, instead of resenting obstacles, you embraced them? The loss of a job forces you to reinvent yourself. A failed relationship teaches you what truly matters. A difficult challenge strengthens you in ways comfort never could. The question is not, how do I avoid obstacles? The real question is, how do I transform them? 5. Focus only on the present moment. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others, unless it is with a view to some mutual benefit. It is time to realize that you have only one life to live, and that is slipping away with each moment. How much time do we waste dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? How much of our mental energy is spent on things we cannot change? Marcus Aurelius reminds us that the present is all we have. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but right now, this moment, you are alive. You have the power to act. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, let go of what was. Forget what might be. What is the one thing you can do right now to move forward? 6. Be indifferent to praise and criticism. A person should be upright, not be kept upright. One of the greatest traps of modern life is seeking validation from others. We crave likes, approval, admiration, but Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do what is right because it is right, not because others will praise you for it. If you live for their approval, you will die from their rejection. 7. Your thoughts shape your reality. Our life is what our thoughts make it. If you believe you are unlucky, weak, or doomed to fail, your mind will shape that reality for you. If you believe you are strong, adaptable, and capable, your actions will align with that belief. The world is not as it is, the world is as you are. What belief is holding you back right now? What would happen if you let it go? 8. Train your mind like a warrior. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. Mental toughness is not something you are born with. It is something you train, like a warrior sharpening his sword. When difficulties arise, see them as training exercises. Each challenge makes you stronger, wiser, more unshakable. Next time life tests you, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" 9. Seek wisdom, not comfort. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In a world obsessed with comfort, Stoicism demands discipline. The path to greatness is not through ease but through struggle. Read, learn, seek wisdom, not distraction. Train your body and mind to endure discomfort. Most people chase pleasure. You, instead, must chase meaning. 10. Detach from material desires. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor. Our modern world convinces us that happiness comes from having more money, more status, more things, but every Stoic knew the truth: desire is a prison. The more you need, the less free you are. True wealth is needing nothing. If you lost everything tomorrow, would you still be at peace? 11. Accept what you cannot change. Just as nature takes whatever the season brings, so should we. Life is unpredictable. People will betray you. Circumstances will shift. You will face loss. The Stoic way is not to fight reality, but to embrace it fully. To flow with life rather than resist it. Accept what is. Work with what you have. Let go of what you cannot control. 12. Do not fear suffering. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them. Pain, discomfort, struggle, they are all part of life. Most people spend their energy avoiding suffering, but the Stoic welcomes it as a teacher. Instead of asking, "How do I avoid suffering?" ask, "How do I endure it with dignity?" Every moment of pain is an opportunity to practice resilience. How to master life like a Stoic emperor: unshakable resilience and unbreakable inner peace. 13. Let go of the illusion of control. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Most of us suffer because we expect the world to be a certain way. We expect people to be fair. We expect things to go according to plan. And when reality doesn't match our expectations, we feel betrayed, frustrated, lost. But why? Was the world ever under your control? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that control is an illusion. Things will happen, storms will come. People will disappoint. Life will shift in ways you never predicted. The wise person does not resist this truth but accepts it. Flow with life instead of against it. And peace will follow. Right now, what expectation is making you suffer? What if you let go of it completely? 14. Anger is weakness disguised as strength. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Anger feels powerful, but it is a trap. It clouds your mind, poisons your heart, and makes you a prisoner of the very thing you hate. The moment you react with rage, you hand over your peace to another person. A true Stoic does not allow others to control their emotions. The best way to defeat an enemy is not to destroy them, but to become untouchable by their actions. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause, breathe, ask yourself, do I want this person to control me? 15. Do not chase happiness, seek meaning instead. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within your control, and some things are not. Happiness is a moving target. The moment you think you have it, it slips away. This is because happiness is a side effect, not a goal. It comes not from pleasure, but from living with meaning. Stop chasing happiness. Instead, live with purpose. Ask yourself, what is truly worth my time? What is my highest duty in this life? The more you align yourself with something greater than yourself, the more peace you will find. 16. Hardship is training, use it to strengthen yourself. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. What if everything difficult in your life was actually a lesson? What if every challenge was an invitation to grow? Marcus Aurelius did not complain about his burdens, he saw them as training. Every hardship sharpened his discipline, strengthened his patience, and deepened his wisdom. Whatever you are struggling with right now, ask yourself, how can I use this to become stronger? 17. Never waste time on the unimportant. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Time is the most valuable thing you have. Every second wasted on trivial things, gossip, meaningless distractions, empty desires, is time you will never get back. Imagine you had 1 year left to live. What would you stop doing immediately? What would you prioritize? Now ask yourself, why aren't you living that way already? 18. Don't be owned by your emotions. Very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself. In your way of thinking. Most people live as slaves to their emotions. If they feel angry, they lash out. If they feel sad, they sink into despair. If they feel anxious, they freeze. But a Stoic understands, emotions are just signals, not commands. Do not suppress your emotions, but do not let them rule you. Observe them, acknowledge them, then ask yourself, is this feeling serving me? If not, how do I respond with wisdom instead? 19. Don't take anything personally, nothing is about you. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Imagine someone insults you. Most people react with anger or sadness. But why? Words are just sounds. They only have power if you let them. The same goes for all of life's challenges. If someone betrays you, if someone wrongs you, it is not about you. It is about them. Their actions reflect their own struggles, their own ignorance. A Stoic does not waste energy on personal offense. Instead, they ask, is this worth my peace? 20. Death is not to be feared. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Fear of death paralyzes people. They avoid risks, cling to comfort, and waste time on things that don't matter. But why fear the inevitable? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, death is simply a natural part of existence. No different from the changing seasons. The real tragedy is not dying. It is failing to truly live while you are here. If you knew you would die in a year, what would you do differently? What's stopping you from doing it now? 21. Live every day as if it were your last. Do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life. We always assume we have more time to say what we need to say, more time to fix our mistakes, more time to live fully. But what if we didn't? What if today was your last day? Would you live it differently? Would you be more present, more courageous, more grateful? A Stoic does not wait for life to remind them of its brevity. They live fully now. 22. True freedom is mastering yourself. Freedom is the control over yourself, not over others. Most people think freedom is about having no rules, no limitations, no responsibilities. But true freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want, it is the ability to control yourself. No matter the situation. A person ruled by desires is not free. A person controlled by fear is not free. A person addicted to pleasure is not free. The only true freedom is self-mastery, the ability to act with wisdom, discipline, and clarity, no matter what happens around you. What part of yourself do you still not control? What would happen if you mastered it? Final thought. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, faced war, betrayal, and loss, yet he remained unshaken. Why? Because he understood that real strength, real peace, real freedom comes from within. If you apply even a fraction of these 22 teachings to your life, you will find yourself unbreakable, calm in the face of storms, and free in a way most people never experience. Now, ask yourself, what is one Stoic lesson you will start practicing today?